Once upon a time, in a land covered in snow, lived the Snow Queen. Although the Snow Queen felt very lonely in her palace, she never told anyone. The Queen's ice palace stood atop a silent mountain. One day, the Queen saw two siblings living in a small village, Kai and Gerda. She was very fond of how cheerful and lively they looked. She thought, if someone comes to the palace with me, my loneliness will end. One night, while Kai and Gerda were listening to a fairy tale their grandmother was telling, a very strong wind blew. The window of the house opened and extinguished the fire in the fireplace. The siblings were very scared. The wind was so strong that Kai couldn't hold on any longer and flew out the window. Right in front of him, he saw the Snow Queen. The Queen took his hand, rode a sleigh pulled by white wolves, and ascended into the sky. Gerda watched her brother from behind. After that night, Kai began to live in the Snow Queen's ice palace. Kai's cheerfulness made the Queen feel a little better. But she didn't realize that Kai was struggling with the cold and even missed his sister. After a while, Kai's heart also turned to ice. He no longer laughed as much and didn't spread joy around. Meanwhile, Gerda had been trying for months to go to the Snow Queen's palace to save her brother. She didn't mind the heavy snowfall and tirelessly crossed the snow-covered forest. A white deer saw Gerda's brave and stubborn determination and said, "I can take you to the Snow Queen's palace." Gerda held tightly onto the deer's antlers. The deer flew in the sky and took her to the Snow Queen's palace. There she found Kai about to freeze from the cold. She hugged him tightly and warmed him with her love. Kai returned to his old self, smiled again, and thanked Gerda. When the Queen saw this moment, she realized how much harm she had caused the two siblings. From that day on, Gerda and Kai occasionally invited the Queen to their home and befriended her. The Queen no longer felt lonely, because she now knew that love was a power that could melt ice and warm even the loneliest hearts. By the sea, in a tiny little hut, lived a fisherman and his wife. The fisherman was happy with his life, but his wife was never happy. One day, the fisherman caught a fish that shone like gold in the sea. While he looked at the fish in astonishment, the fish suddenly spoke and said, "I am an enchanted prince. If you set me free, I will grant one of your wishes," he said. But the fisherman had no wishes, so he put the fish back in the water. When he returned home, he told his wife what had happened. His wife said, "How can you miss this chance? Go and wish for a new house." The fisherman immediately went to the sea and told the fish his wife's wish. The fish said, "Go home. Your wife now has the house she wanted." The fisherman truly saw that his tiny hut had turned into a big, beautiful house. But his wife said, "This house is small. I want a palace. Go and ask the fish for a palace." The fisherman went back to the sea and conveyed the wish to the fish. The fish said, "Go home. Your wife now lives in a palace." His wife started living in the palace, but that did not make her happy. She said, "I want to be an empress. Go and ask the fish for that." The fisherman went back again to the golden fish and conveyed his wife's wish. The fish said, "Your wife is now an empress." But his wife was not satisfied with that either. She said, "I want to live above the clouds. Go and ask for that for me." Reluctantly, the fisherman went to the fish and stated the wish. The fish said, "The wish is granted. Your wife now lives above the clouds." The fisherman could neither see nor hear his wife anymore. In the end, unable to stand it, he went to the fish. He said, "I have always conveyed my wife's wishes to you. Now, for once, grant my wish and bring my wife back to me." The fish said, "Go home. Your wife is waiting for you." The fisherman returned home and found his wife in front of the old hut. When she saw the fisherman, his wife gave him a big hug and said, "I didn't appreciate what I had. I am very happy with you and in this cute little hut." Thus, the fisherman's wife learned that even tiny things can bring happiness, and that greed never brings happiness.